Good morning. What are you good at? What are your talents? Can you think of them? Sometimes our talents are really easy to figure out. And sometimes we just have to work a little bit and kind of try things out and we'll realize what we're really good at. Some of those things you might not discover until you're grown, and that's okay. You know, there are some things that we want to be able to do that maybe everyone else is good at or seems like everyone else is good at that just come a little bit harder to us. Sometimes we have to work at those things, and that's okay. One really amazing thing about each of us is that God made us. And God didn't just make us, God made us incredible. God hand forms us, handcrafts us, and gives each of us talents and things that we are good at, gifts, things that we can share with the world. Today, the book that I want to share with you is about a giraffe who really wanted to dance. It's called Giraffes Can't Dance. It's by Giles Andretti and Guy Parker Reese, and it is published by Scholastic Books. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really, really bad. The warthog started waltzing and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing around. He threw his arms out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing, yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing," Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance, arrived when Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle, we must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us no." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." The end. I hope you enjoyed that book. And remember, we all have talents, and we all have things that lots of people think are great, and sometimes we do things a little bit different. And here's one thing I want you to know. It's okay to be different. If you dance a little different, if you sing a little different, if you think a little different, if you act a little different, all of those are okay, because once again, God has created us to be unique people with special gifts and special talents. And one thing God wants us to be is to be us. So today and every day, be who God has made you to be. Share your talents, share your loves, share your gifts, and we'll see you soon.